I got an hour for these case. Sound like a winner to me.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
Very good. We're on the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Davion Devon Davis. Council appearance, please.
good morning, Your Honor. Attorney John Abbott with the Public Defender's Office representing Davion Davis today.
And you're Mr. Davion Davis?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Davis, today's the date and time set for an arraignment. I have here a misdemeanor complaint. It alleges that on or about December 16, 2022, at the area of 1360 Roosevelt, located in the city of Lansing, Ingham County, state of Michigan, that you did allegedly, contrary to law, commit the act in count 1 of assault or assault and battery. It alleges that you did make an assault or assault and battery upon the following person, a Dreon Davis, and that this was done contrary to Michigan Compile Law 750.811. Restitution may be ordered as this offense may have resulted in damage to another individual's property or physical injury or death to another individual. This is a misdemeanor maximum penalty, 93 days and or $500 in fines, and a consecutive sentence may be imposed under the law if the assault was committed in a place of confinement. There's a count 2, also assault and battery, and it alleges that you did make an assault or an assault and battery upon the following person, a Nevaeh Davis, and that this was done again contrary to Michigan Compile Law 750.811. Again, restitution may be ordered in this offense, and it's a misdemeanor maximum penalty, 93 days and or $500 in fines, and a consecutive sentence may be imposed under the law if the assault was committed in a place of confinement. Do you understand the charge, sir, and the maximum penalty attached to those charges?
Yes.
Okay, you have the right to be represented by counsel. Mr. Abbott is here from the Office of the Public Defender today for the purposes of your arraignment only. You have the right to have an attorney with you to represent you at each stage of the criminal prosecution, or if you're questioned by law enforcement. You cannot afford to hire your own attorney and you economically qualify, you can request to have an attorney appointed to represent you at the expense of the public. Do you understand that, right?
Yes.
Okay, is he requesting court-appointed counsel?
He is, Your Honor, and we'd like to enter a plea of not guilty to both charges.
Okay. will enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf. You have the following rights, sir. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say and anything you put in writing can be used against you. You have the right to proceed, excuse me, to a trial in this matter, and you have the right to have a jury trial. At the time of trial, you have the right to the presumption of innocence. You are innocent until proven guilty. You have the right to have the prosecution bring sufficient evidence to prove each element of each of the charges, and they have to prove each element at trial beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to see, hear, or question any of the witnesses the prosecution intends to call. You have the right to call your own witnesses to trial or present evidence at trial that you believe would further defenses to these charges. You have the right to remain silent at trial and not have silence be used against you. Do you understand those rights, sir?
Yes.
Do you have any questions about your rights so far?
No, ma'am.
You have the right to be considered for pretrial release from custody and will address bond in just a moment. Are you currently employed?
I have an interview this Monday. Coming up this Monday.
Okay. What's your home address?
1360 Roosevelt.
Is that the address of any of the alleged victims?
Not really. They was just there on the
I don't
time.
know what not really means. Where does Nevaeh Davis live? She doesn't live at 1360 Roosevelt?
That's not our home. She was just there. That's not our home though.
Okay. And that's not the home of Dreon Davis either?
No, oh ma'am. I don't stay there though. That's my mailing address, honestly.
Where do you stay, sir?
At a shelter. Back and forth between rescue and the Mount Hope.
Okay. The concern that I have, Mr. Abbott, is the location of the offense, at least on the affidavit of probable cause, actually does not match the location on the complaint. The complaint is given the address on Roosevelt. The address on the affidavit is a different address. Okay, but you said you don't stay at this address and you do not have a physical address, Mr. Davis?
No, ma'am, not right now, not currently.
Okay. But you receive your mail at the Roosevelt address?
Yes.
Okay, and neither Dreon or Nevaeh live at the Roosevelt address?
No, ma'am.
Okay. What's your phone number?
517 500 2460.
You're currently scheduled for a pretrial conference before Judge Cynthia Ward. It's scheduled for January 23rd, 2023 at 1:30 p.m. and that'll be via Zoom. Did you get a copy of the notice to appear and her Zoom instructions?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You can't appear in person. You don't have to appear via Zoom if you don't have the ability to do so, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you currently on probation or parole?
Yes, ma'am. Probation.
Before which court?
I think circuit.
Which judge put you on probation?
Cannon.
Oh.
Cannon.
Judge Kennedy?
Yeah, yep, Judge Kennedy.
Okay, Mr. Abbott, do you know if he has a hold?
I don't know if he has a hold, Your Honor, but he's correct that he was, he's on probation with Judge Kennedy. He's also got a pretrial conference with you, Your Honor, next week.
Here, you like him?
For which, what kind of charge?
It looks like a malicious destruction of property charge, case number 220327032207 SM.
He's gonna address report on bond.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Davis is a longtime resident of the community, went to Sexton High School, although he graduated from a school in Flint. He's got a certificate in hotel support. He's looking for work. I think the risk of flight is low, Your Honor. The people involved in the alleged assaults can be protected by a court order. I'd ask for a personal recognizance, Your Honor.
Okay, the allegations in this particular case are both assaultive and concerning. I think the affidavit of probable cause mentioned something about a knife at one point being involved in the alleged incident. We also have a situation where we have a defendant that is both on bond on one matter and then also on probation on another matter. So personal recognizance bond in this particular case would not be appropriate. I think there is a threat to the public safety. I will, however, issue a low 10% bond. Bond will be set in the amount.
I currently have court coming up this next week. I would love for the personal recognition fund.
I would love for you to let me finish what I have to say. Thank you. Bond will be set in the amount of $3,000, 10%. While out on bond, you're not to have any contact directly or indirectly with either Drayon Davis or Nevaeh Davis. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
You need to make sure you appear to all of your future court dates. You need to appear on time, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
You're not to engage in any assaultive or threatening behavior. So you're not to purchase or possess a firearm or any other dangerous weapon that would include a knife. You're not to travel outside the state without prior approval of the court. You're not to use, purchase, or possess alcohol or drugs unless you have a valid prescription. Do you have any questions about your bond conditions?
Like I said, I don't have no money right now. Hoping for the personal recognition bond, but I have no questions.
Okay, I've indicated on the record why personal recognizance bond would be inappropriate due to the current risk to the public safety.
I don't live.
You are on bond already, obviously, because you have a matter pending before me. And then you also are on probation. And then I have now before me allegations on two counts of assaultive actions. So there will not be a personal recognizance bond granted. My question now is, do you have a question?
I don't have no money, man, and I have to report to my probation officer next Thursday. This is all crazy. Misunderstanding.
Okay.
I got
I
jumped.
understand that. Okay, so it doesn't sound like he has a question. Any additional matters for the record, Mr. Abbott?
Is there a case number for this yet?
There's no case number yet.
Thank you, Your Honor. Nothing further from the defense.
Thank you. You're all set, Mr. Davis.
How long? Be here, we go out to the county today, so you'll be out there till your next.
Which is G. One reminds me.
So most likely.
I'll see you other. Oh. Yeah. So when I get to email, I'll see. Wednesday. So after seeing the document, okay.
Okay, we're on the record in the matters of the people of the state of Michigan versus Ashley Lynn Hart. File numbers 22-02106. File number 21-00339 FY council appearance.
Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney John Abbott with the Public Defender's Office, representing Ashley Hart today.
Okay, you're Ashley Hart.
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Hart, today's the date and time set for arraignments on both files. File number ended in 2106. You were scheduled to have a jury trial. Back on November 14th, the witnesses appeared, but you failed to appear. What happened?
Well, Your Honor, I guess because I didn't receive the notice in the mail. And so I wasn't familiar with the date on which day I had to be in court, or else I would have came. I don't know if they have the correct address on file.
Did you provide them with a correct address?
I did, Your Honor. From what I was told, that they have Kaywood Street, and that's not the address that I provided them with.
Address we have here is 505 Townsend, apartment 406.
That's correct. That's where I live. Yep.
Yeah, that's the address that they had. So that they had the correct address the entire time. That's even the address that's on the complaint. You were present at your final pretrial back in October. You would have been provided notice of the date then, and a date sent in the mail would have just been on top of the fact that you were already provided notice of your jury trial date. So that's not an appropriate excuse. You knew you had a pending case. You knew you had a jury trial set. You're a full-grown adult.
I agree with you.
Okay, this matter will be reset by Judge Buchanan staff for a new jury trial.
Okay.
And then in the other matter, ending in 00339, you have a bench warrant before Judge Buchanan because you were supposed to be before her for a sentencing back in September 19, 2022, and then you failed to appear. What's your excuse on that one?
I thought it was the following month, to be honest with you, Your Honor. I didn't realize that it was so soon. I thought it was in November, and I don't know. I just wasn't able to make it. I had the dates mixed up. But I do plan on going to court this time. I do need to get these matters taken care of.
Okay. Ms. Abbott, you can address bond.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Hart, her only income is from disability. I believe it's a mental health situation that she receives income for. She's established a lease there on Townsend Street. She's stable housing. I think the risk of flight is low. And although she has failed to appear previously, Your Honor, she's been informed today of when she's supposed to show up for court. So
Yeah.
I'd ask for a personal recognizance, Your Honor.
Okay. This address on Townsend Street, she's had that at least since February because it was on her documents for her probation status. She's absconded from probation. She's not appeared for her hearings. On the file number ending in 339, she has at least 4 failure to appear. So the risk of return of flight is actually high.
Oh. Okay,
And so there will not be a personal recognizance bond in either file. File number ended in 2106, bond will be set in the amount of 2,010%. File number 21-00339, bond will be set in the amount of 3,010%. You need to make sure you appear to court.
Okay, Your Honor.
And handle your business. Do you understand that, ma'am?
Understand that. Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Do you have any questions today?
No, I was wondering, am I gonna see a judge when I go to Ingham County, or how is that gonna work?
What are you going to Ingham County for?
Well, I know I'm gonna leave here, which is downtown city jail today, and be transferred to Ingham County.
Young lady, I'll explain all that.
Okay. The
Yeah,
officer will
you're seeing the
explain it
judge
to me.
now, so unless you have another pending matter, I don't know if you're gonna see a judge for another court, but you just saw the judge for this court, okay? And you'll see
Yeah, I know,
Judge
Your Honor.
Buchanan,
Thank you.
you'll see Judge Buchanan when they reset these files.
Okay, all right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, have a good day.
That's all I have. Have a good one. Thank you,
Bye.
Mr. Abbott.
thank you, Your Honor.